There is not now, nor will there ever be, a time when it is appropriate to execute a seriously mentally ill man. For we need to open our eyes to the effects of mental illness. And it will not go away just because we don't like it and just because we try and get rid of it. Justice. Justice requires that each of you be just in your own mind and in your own heart. And justice cannot be for one side alone. There has to be justice for all. And there is justice in mercy. And we ask that you accept the truth that all of us as human beings are all more and better than our own worst deeds. And that our peace and humanity abide not in our capacity for fear and hatred and revenge, but it resides in our capacity to be compassionate and understanding and merciful. Before, during, and after July 20th of 2012, he was seriously mentally ill, and this tragedy was born of disease, not of choice. And we do not execute someone for getting sick. The law never requires a death sentence. Not in this case, not in any case, not in the worst case you can imagine. Because the law tells you that this is a moral decision. And only you can decide what is right for you morally. Other moral decisions we make in our lives, what religion to practice, if to have a religion at all, whom to marry, how to raise our children. And no one can rightly tell you that your moral decisions in those areas are wrong. That would not be right. And just like that, no one can tell you what is right for you. Not the prosecution, not the defense. That is up to you, because it is your individual moral determination. This is your moral assessment. And the law says that only if all 12 of you think that death is the only appropriate sentence will it be the death penalty. And it will be the death penalty if it's all 12. But if even one of you thinks that a life sentence is appropriate, or that you don't want to sign your name to a death sentence, if only one of you, then the law says it will be a life sentence. Because the law does not want to put any one person in the position of being responsible for the death of someone that is not that person's choice. Life without parole in prison is a very severe and harsh sentence. To spend the rest of your life in a cell, alone, especially when you're as sick as Mr. Holmes is, that is a severe punishment. He will be punished one way or the other. And his mental illness does not shield him from punishment. Nothing at this point can shield him from punishment. He will be punished. And the mental illness we presented to you is to have you assess his moral culpability. And you might ask, who could be more morally culpable? Who could be more culpable? Maybe someone who committed this crime who was not mentally ill. Maybe someone who committed this kind of crime for fun or for pleasure or for no reason at all. But that is not James Holmes. James Holmes committed this crime because he was psychotic and delusional. And that is what makes him less morally culpable. And he tried to get help. It was unsuccessful, but he tried to get help. When he went to see Dr. Fenton, it was his soul screaming for help while his mind was drowning in illness. But he tried. He knew he was losing control, and he tried. And we're not blaming anyone at CU or blaming the school or the hospital. This evidence was presented to you so that you would know the whole truth of what happened to James Holmes in the spring of 2012. This is a moral decision that you're being asked to make. And morals are so personal. Groups don't make morals, individuals do. And as soon as you have decided that for you, you need to stand up for what you believe is right because someone's life is in the balance. And once you make the decision that a life sentence would be appropriate for James Holmes, once you have given that calm reflection and thought about everything that has been presented and listened to everything that your other jurors may have wanted to share with you, after you have done all that and you are certain in your heart that a life sentence will be appropriate in this case, I want you to tell the foreman that you've made your decision. And again, he might agree with you, or he might feel differently, but he will respect your decision and he will bring that decision back into this courtroom. The deaths of all of those people cannot be answered by another death. Please, no more death. He will be punished. He will be punished severely, and he will be punished for the rest of his life.